Good morning. It is Monday, July 22nd. Today is the Feast of St. Mary Magdalene. This is Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio and the Ave Maria Radio app. I'm Matthew Handley. We begin this morning with breaking news on the campaign trail. President Joe Biden is no longer running for re-election. The president made the announcement via X yesterday from his beach home in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, as he recovers from COVID-19. Minutes after the announcement, he endorsed his Vice President Kamala Harris to be the new Democratic nominee. Democrats across the United States have coalesced around Vice President Harris, announcing their endorsement for her as the new nominee. Here in Michigan, Representative Hillary Schulten of Grand Rapids, who is the first in the state to call on Biden to step aside, said she was supporting Harris as the nominee. Outgoing Representative Dan Kildee of Flint Township also endorsed the vice president. Michigan Democratic Party Chair Lavora Barnes called Harris a champion for Michiganders, and State House Speaker Joe Tate called on Democrats to support Harris as the nominee. Senators Debbie Stabenow and Gary Peters also backed Harris as the nominee. Governor Gretchen Whitmer, however, stopped short of throwing her support behind Harris. In a statement on X, the governor thanked President Biden for his service to the nation and said her job remains the same, quote, to do everything I can to stop Donald Trump. U.S. Representative Rashida Tlaib of Detroit also stopped short of endorsing Harris. For more on what's next with President Biden, we turn to News Nation's Kelly Meyer.
He's also supposed to deliver remarks. He noted in his statement today that he was going to talk more about his decision this week. So we're going to be watching for that. But we also have some more details on how he came to this decision. We're learning that it happened around late last night, that he was talking with his advisors, starting to craft this statement that he put out on X. So he only let a small circle around him know, of course, his family and then his senior advisors. And then he also told the VP Harris earlier today ahead of it, and they've spoken several times today, we're told.
President Biden has said he will serve the remainder of his term. So how does this affect the results of the 2024 election? It may be too early to tell, but Calvin University political science professor Doug Koopman in Grand Rapids says Biden not seeking re-election will help Democrats.
So many voters were opposed, both Republicans, Democrats, and independent voters did not want to see a Trump-Biden rematch. Even the Democratic Party didn't, and independent voters didn't want, and now we won't have that.
He says Vice President Kamala Harris is likely going to be the nominee, but warns anything can happen at the Democratic National Convention next month. As of this hour, Democratic delegates from Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, New Hampshire, Florida, and Louisiana have pledged their support for Vice President Kamala Harris. She now has 531 delegates going into the convention. She needs 1,968 to clinch the nomination. You're listening to Michigan Mornings. More local news is coming up after the weather. Now this.
Persecution around the world has manifested itself through the centuries, but it is worse today than ever before. Aid to the Church in Need and its donors have been there to help since 1947, never abandoning the church or her most vulnerable children. Will you stand up for your faith and accompany our brothers and sisters on their spiritual journey? Visit churchinneed.org. churchinneed.org.
In Detroit today, we'll begin with mostly cloudy skies, but a chance of thunderstorms will roll in after 3 p.m. Our high today will reach 83. Tonight will be partly cloudy with lows around 65. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny with highs around 85. Wednesday, we may see some scattered thunderstorms. That turns into rain showers in the afternoon. Temperatures will be in the mid-80s. Thursday will be mostly sunny with highs around 80. In Saginaw today, we'll begin with partly sunny skies, but we cannot rule out a shower or thunderstorm this afternoon. Our high will reach 82. Tonight, we'll have a chance of showers until about 8 p.m. Our low will dip to 62. Tomorrow, we'll start the day with some patchy fog, but that should dissipate by the end of the morning commute. We'll have mostly sunny skies and a high around 84. Wednesday, rain showers are likely with temperatures around 80. And Thursday will be mostly sunny with highs around 80. Welcome back to Michigan Mornings on a Monday. I'm Matthew Handley. I've got some more news to bring to your attention. A Melvindale police officer was shot and killed on Sunday morning. The officer was Mohammed Saeed. This Melvindale man, who did not want to be identified, says officers responded quickly.
They surrounded everything real quick. So the police officer just got shot and killed. That's why it's crazy like this with all the cops.
ATF Detroit says the officer was killed by Michael Lopez. He's 6'1", 245 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes, and was recently released from prison. At this hour, he's still not in custody, and police are offering a $20,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Anyone with information should call Melvindale Police. Saeed was shot in the area of Oakwood Boulevard and Dix Road. A 17-year-old Cedar Springs girl who had been missing for over 7 weeks has been found safe in Rockford. Penny Wise left home on foot May 31st, and her mother, Michelle Wise, says she had given up hope that she would be found alive.
She didn't reach out to anybody, and that just didn't seem like her. And your mind starts going through the worst-case scenarios, so I was preparing myself in a way in case something bad had happened.
Wise was seen on surveillance video on Rockford Park Drive near Northland Drive around 6 p.m. She was also seen on surveillance video walking past the corner bar in Rockford the next day. She was found living with an older man in Rockford and is now being held in the Kent County Juvenile Facility while police question her and figure out her life over the past 7 weeks. Shepler's Mackinac Island Ferry co-founder Bill Shepler has died at the age of 92. Company president Chris Shepler says the support they have received has been tremendous. Bill Shepler and his father founded the ferry company when he was 13 in 1945. And Detroit rapper Eminem has unseated Taylor Swift at #1 on the Billboard album chart with the death of Slim Shady Coup de Grace. It is Eminem's 11th #1 album, and Swift dropped to #4 with the Tortured Poets Department. The Beatles have the most #1 albums with 19, followed by Taylor Swift and Jay-Z with 14, and Drake at 13. I'm Matthew Handley. Thanks for joining me on this Monday edition of Michigan Mornings. You can stay connected with me throughout the day on X, and Lord willing, I will talk to you again tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.